I'm a travel pediatric cardiac sonographer, and I have been for the past 10 years. It's a very specific career that's given me the ability to create my own version of what I call soft life. It's basically giving me a lot of financial freedom. When people see me solo traveling all over the world, in luxury hotels, fine dining, solo dates, and I'm doing it all by myself. So today I'm pulling back the curtain to talk contracts, to talk travel, and why specialized ultrasound is the ultimate travel hack. Being a pediatric cardiac sonographer specialty, you're dealing with tiny babies. Sometimes they can fit in the palm of my hand. You're dealing with complex pathologies. And then, if I'm being honest, sometimes it can be depressing because it is healthcare. But my demand is really high because there's not too many that are very skilled and can do what I do. When you move from a staff job to a travel job, the pay dramatically increases. While a staff job can bring more stability, to me, I feel like a travel contract is better because within those 13 weeks of that contract, I can make more in those 13 weeks than I could in 6 months at a permanent staff job. So work 6 months or work 3 months and make the same amount of money. Now let's talk numbers because transparency is part of the soft life. So your pay is broken down into different parts depending on the agency that you're working for, how that agency breaks down costs. Also, it depends on a number of things that you need, right? So you get paid in multiple ways. So you get a taxable stipend, which is your hourly rate, right? For example, your hourly rate might be $40 an hour. So that's the only portion of your money that's taxed. Then on top of that, you get a housing stipend. Now you only get the housing stipend if you choose to find your own housing. There are some companies that will still find the housing for you, but most of them just give you the stipend so you can bother with it yourself. Now, that's two ways you get paid. Then the third way is meals and incidentals. Now, these are meals that basically for you to feed yourself throughout the week. Now, so those are three separate types of income that you get weekly, right? On top of that, you can get stipends for parking. So if the hospital has pay for parking or sometimes they're free, but these are things that you have to ask during your interview because the staffing companies aren't going to tell you. You also can get a one-time stipend for scrubs. If the hospital has certain color scrubs that you don't have, you can ask for that, or even if you do have them, still ask for the stipend. Then you can also get a rental car stipend. Now, some companies will actually get the rental car for you. I prefer to have the rental car from the company because I've had situations where I had a flat tire or someone broke into the car, and all I had to do was go back, turn it in, and that was it. I didn't have to deal with anything, no phone calls, no follow-ups from the rental car company. The company handled it. You can also get a one-time stipend for moving expenses like pots, pans, or something like that. They can give you like a gift card. You also can get reimbursement for driving to and from your assignment, one-time reimbursement. That's around $600 to $1,000 one time, depending on what company that you work for. And if you don't drive and you want to fly, you can also get a one-time stipend for a flight to get you to and from assignment, which still ranges from $600 to about $1,000. Now, this is where the magic happens. If you're good with your money and you can budget with your money, then basically you can take yourself on trips and wine and dine and do all these things or whatever your heart desires without even touching your savings. Now, I want to be real with you. It's not all rainbows and roses and vacations and things like that. No, don't get me wrong. Soft life ain't always nice and pretty. Now, I want to be real with y'all because as a travel healthcare worker, baby, you got to be on from day one, okay? Ready to roll. So if you don't have I highly recommend 2 years of experience, although I only started with 1 year. But everybody's not the same. Everybody can't pick up fast because if you can't go in rolling day one, you will get sent home. Okay, contract will be canceled. You're expected to walk into the facility, and within 48 hours, you're expected to be up and running like a permanent staff employee who's been there for 10 years. But the trade off, when my shift ends, I have the option to not just go home. I'm in a new city, new vibes. I have the freedom to explore. So to me, the trade off's kind of worth it. And not to mention, I also am in charge of my time off. So if I finish my 13-week contract and I don't want to work for 6 months, then guess what? I don't have to work for 6 months. You definitely can't do that at a staff job. So while my career path might seem a little untraditional to a lot of people or very lonely, so I chose this career path because for me, time and freedom, that's the most valuable currency to me. Being a travel pediatric cardiac sonographer, I mean, it's the engine, but the soft life is the destination. It's about working hard in a field that I actually love so that I can live a life that I don't need a vacation from. Although I thought what I wanted in my 20s was something different, to me, this is the ultimate freedom. This life that I have built has given me the opportunity to work 6 months out the year and take off 6 months out the year. Because technically, what I make in 6 months is equivalent or more than what somebody's making at 12 months at a permanent staff job doing what I do. If you're a sonographer looking for a pivot, or if you're just someone that's looking for a career change, then this might be something to consider. And if you're curious about funding your own travel lifestyle, then subscribe. I'll be sharing a lot of tips along the way on how to do that and more about my career and what I make and how pay is different but based upon city and things like that. So hit that subscribe button. We'll talk soon.